All right, good afternoon, folks. It's 4:03 on Wednesday, August 9th. Back over at the garage again, obviously, to get the outer sill attached. If you remember in the last video, I think I had figured out the bottom A post and got that situated and straightened away. We'll see how accurate I am with that. So on the agenda today, before I get that outer sill in, I have to repair this piece down here and get that in, and then get that seam installed and try to get that notched in some way. You can see there that little bit of brazing that the factory did. But so get that piece in there and get this transition piece back here fixed. Sorry about the lack of light. So there's a little excess here that I'll take off. I got most of that cut and ready to go over on the welding table over there, so I'll get that welded up. And then hopefully once that's in there, I'll get the outer sill set in and check to make sure that I'm happy with the fit and everything, and get that thing welded in. The only question I have that I'm kind of not sure of the assembly is this, the front cover plate kind of sits in here, and I think on this sharp edge, or the angled curved edge there, I think that fits inside the front of the A post, or excuse me, the front of the outer sill, but then this side here fits on the outside of the body. If you look over here, that's kind of what that looks like, because the sill stops. I keep saying, yeah, the outer sill stops right there, and it looks like that piece keeps going. But it's going to need some fitting and everything anyway, so it's going to take a little bit. There's the start of that. I don't know if I took video of this the other night, the very beginning, just those two ends tacked for that little transition piece at the front of the rear wing, and the two angle pieces that are going to accompany that. So I'll work on that outer piece, and hopefully get that in. The trick is going to be trying to figure out that flange part, but I got a couple ideas there. We'll see how that goes, and then I'll move on from there. So update in a little bit. All right, quick update. It's about 6 o'clock. I got some progress on the back here. So this little slope piece here got put in, and this backing piece, and then you can see that the darker gray is the seam sealer that I'm using. Dynatron seam sealer. Got it from, of course, Amazon, not Harbor Freight, believe it or not. So I applied it there. I applied it on that little patch I did on the back of the heel board. The reason I'm doing that now is because I'm not going to be able to get to this stuff, at least easily, when I weld the next piece up. I'll show you that real quick. The next piece is going to go like this. So I'll weld, let's switch hands here. So I'll weld that guy up like this. That'll provide the backing piece, and then over there on the workbench is my the piece that's going to fit in here, which fits much better now that I've got this thing measured up properly. I think I explained my frustration with that the other day. Ground down all these welds and got them in relatively at least good enough to get covered up for hopefully the next 20 to 40 years. I got a spot. I want to spot weld this in too before I cover it, but I'm concentrating now on working this little flange here, so that's going to take some time. Clean all this up and try to get that braze out of there, and then I started to clean that up a little bit. I still got to weld some pretty bad holes in there. I don't want that. You're going to see that. That's not going to be completely covered, so I need to weld over that. So yeah, so no problems yet, no issues. It's like I said, it's 6 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to get the outer sill in or not. With the seam sealing I want to do, and the painting, letting all that stuff cure and dry and all that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, 7:40-ish. Another update. Probably only one more tonight. I had to recut a new piece for the lower wing. I have it fit in pretty close. It's sprung a little bit, so my intention is to kind of weld here from this side and just work my way down. And as I get closer, just kind of push this in, and hopefully that'll, since it's going to be welded here, allow it to flex a little bit. I may try to bend it a little bit, but I don't want to go too much. Back here with the new piece, I didn't line up anymore with the curved piece that I made. I don't think I'm going to do anything about that. My intention is to take this other curved piece that I made and put it on top, I think, of that piece, and then grind it to be correct, because I need to kind of form a little bit of a roll there. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that. I may cut a new piece, I don't know, but for now, that's the next step, is to get this tacked in. I do have some, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can, 2 little holes right here and right here, so I'm going to cut a square out right there and tack in a piece real quick, and then move on with the body. I still haven't come up with that much of a solution for the flange piece, outside of cutting a oh, what did I do with it? Anyway, cutting an edge off of this and just kind of welded it underneath of it to kind of make an offset flange a little bit. Not real slick, but I'm not really all that concerned. Here it is. Not really all that concerned with that piece in there, and just kind of set that guy down in there and then weld him in like that. Stuff's in the way. Weld him in like that, and just so I have a little resting spot there. That's all. That's in bad shape there. I'll be more careful on the other side, and hopefully I can save it. So I'm going to take this piece off, cut that little guy out, get a new piece for him, weld everything, or excuse me, paint everything up in there with the weld through to get some primer down. I think I'm good on the seam seal. I don't need to add any more seam seal in there, though. I'll double check. I may. And that's probably going to be it for the night. Who knows? By the time I let the paint and the seam seal dry, if I have to put it in, I might not even get this thing tacked in. But we'll see. All right, it's 8:30. Last update for the evening, because I got to let stuff cure. So I got this little patch welded in there. Didn't finish grinding everything down. There's probably a couple holes there that I'll have to fix. And you can see that little spot where I took the paint away. Behind that on the inside is a rough spot that I stuck my hand up there to feel around. But it's relatively large. It's not like a little pinpoint thing. So I cleaned it up. I sanded it down. I got the bare metal. I put the that metal prep, that POR 15 metal prep up there a couple times. Hopefully that'll convert anything that was remaining up there. And then I just got done shooting it with a bunch of weld-through primer. So that's where I sit with all this weld-through primer. Just put it on. Still stinks. So yeah, not as far as I plan to get, I guess. But definitely not a waste of an evening. So again, I got that piece ready to go. I don't know what I did with it, sitting somewhere. I got this piece all, oh, I gotta paint that. Got this piece kind of ready, except for the paint that I forgot. And I'll be ready to weld in the new piece. I really probably should be able to find that. Oh, there it is. Be ready to weld in this guy. Tomorrow, I'm coming back tomorrow, at least that's my plan. Come back tomorrow, get this guy welded in, and then any final prep or grinding or anything like that to make everything nice and smooth, and then get the outer sill welded in. Still got to figure out that that lip there, but again, I think all I'm going to do is just kind of add a little piece of metal there and just have it like a cheapo flange kind of thing, a butt weld, or a lap weld, I mean. But there you go. Like I said, plan on getting over here tomorrow. Hopefully that plan holds. And that's all I got. Have a good night.